Someone mentioned the other day, they're like, I call this tractor the earmuff tractor because if I say the Super C, I've got two Super Cs. So I call this earmuffs. But somebody mentioned, they're like, we haven't seen you plow with the new tractor yet. Well, today I'm going to tell you why. And we're going to talk and gawk. This tractor ain't what I thought it was. When I first saw this tractor at the auction, I walk up and first thing I noticed, there's a dipstick there. And I thought, oh wow, that's cool aftermarket, install. And then I look for a tag to show that it's, the 123, the one whatever. Well, there ain't one. I thought, oh, okay. Maybe it just come off somehow? I don't know. I really don't know. Then tore into it to change the head gasket, put a new temperature gauge in, and it actually works. Somebody was asking me, they're like, where did you get that gauge that actually works? Because a lot of them don't, but this one does. And you can see where it's running on empty. But so new head gasket, that revealed a lot underneath, and let me show you in the pictures here. All right, this is bored out at 3 inches even, and a 123 is 3 1/8. So that right away was kind of a dead giveaway. The bright surprise was the fire crater pistons, which is going to add, I'm going to guess, 2-3 horsepower or something like that. But yeah, seems to be a 113 with the fire craters in it. So then if that isn't enough to confuse you, come back, put a new crank seal in it because it was leaking oil, so now it's not. And in the process of pulling the crank pulley, foobarred that, ordered a new one of those, and in there already, so you might as well change the water pump. Only one catch. A 113 don't have a water pump. Like on that A over there, that has the 113 in it. This has a water pump. The only thing that I can figure out, and somebody that is kind of in the know, thinks this engine come out of a combine. And I looked up the 203 that has like the 153 in it. I cannot figure out where this engine came from. And that's really the loop-de-loop, is the fact that it has water pump. And now all new belts, and it's been converted to 12 volt. Fire crater pistons, 113, water pump. It ain't quite what I thought it was. It might actually be more. I know a guy with a dyno, and I should go throw this thing on the dyno. These things, I don't know, what are they supposed to spit out? About 23 and a half? Something like that. And then the 200s were 24, 25, like another pony or two. But it'd be interesting to throw this on the dyno and find out, with a 113 and the fire craters, what this thing can turn. I wouldn't be surprised it's throwing 25 horse. I really wouldn't. So far, I've kept the earmuffs on there. I do have a set of front wheel weights for it. Kind of waiting. I'm going to change these steers out. The tractor isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere at all. What else have I done to it? So new water pump, belts, pulley, crank seal, temperature gauge, valves adjusted. And the engine just, it runs like a top. It did the day at the auction. It just fired right up and sounded right. Dynamite. Let's fire it up. Just a good old tractor. Rumor has it the guy just used it for pulling wagons or logs around or whatever, but yep. I'm not even going to try any choke. A lot of times these Zerks, they get busted off. You just drill them out and put new Zerks in there. And it's weird too, because usually they're up here on top, and it almost looks like something happened here where he just welded it and maybe got sick of having a hole there. I don't know. But they're on the side here, and a lot of times, you know, they'd be up here, and, you know, you get a guy in the dark or whatever, and they step on them, and they go bad that way too. But yeah, tried and tested, man. Those Zerks works. Now you can see the casting codes here. They're all Z54. Probably have to go to the other side. Yeah, right there, Z. That's 54. Z, 54. You know, it's definitely a 54. So you can see the new temperature gauge right there, and it actually works. I'll wait till it comes up on temperature, and you know, it's pretty rare. Like, I want to replace this gauge right here, and I've never met one person that got an aftermarket hydraulic fluid temperature gauge that worked. I just don't like the way it looks up there. That's the thing. If I get a new one, at least it'll look better and work no worse than that one is, which isn't at all. Temperature gauge, or not temperature gauge, but the ammeter is still backwards. The wires need switched. When he changed it over from 12 volt, he didn't just go whoop, because you go from positive ground to negative ground. And there's a couple other things I need to do to it, pretty minor. New cables. I don't know, they're just old and they bother me. But yeah, good oil pressure. Overall, I'm delighted with the machine, and it's starting to rain, but I want to hook this up and do some plowing. Let's measure that back wheel, see where we're at. Oh, and how could I forget? New radiator. All right, so the bottom of this is 2.5 inches right here. So we expect this to be 23. 22.5, 2 is 4, 25 inches. We're a 1/2 inch off. That'll plow. Temperature gauge is just a climbing. It's on the L. Yeah, so here's the Farmall A. The 113 in it. I mean, no dipstick there. You know, there were other engines, I guess, that measured out. I mean, you can clearly see there's an IH stamp there, and so this is going to measure 3 inches. I don't know. If anyone knows, leave a comment, man. Get to the bottom of it. Right now, I'm going to get on the M. Go do some mighty work. Some people are going to ask, well, why didn't you change the wires around while you were in there? I want a different gauge, period. I don't have a different gauge, but when I do get one, I will definitely put it on there. We'll change that out at the same time I change the hydraulic temperature gauge out. Take her for a little shake. I got the new radiator cap on there that came with the radiator. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I'm gonna run it for now. Yeah. Engine sounds good. I did leave it out in the rain last night, so probably got a little moisture in the distributor area. That'll all dry out. Really trying to get that temperature gauge to come up. I just got the antifreeze right with distilled water. And green antifreeze. Okay, we're climbing. priming. Right on the R. So it's bouncing back and forth between the D and the R. But either way, the gauge works. Well, I think I got her ready to plow. All greased up. Got the telescopic leveling link out. It hadn't been out in years. Took me a little minute, got it out of there. That's PB Blaster on there, but a lot of hidden zerks. You know, then you come over here. You know, there's two there. And yeah, I'll wipe that off. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you were only using this to pull wagons around, you wouldn't really worry about the fast hitch assembly being greased up and stuff. You should worry about your axles, which I've hammered those just now. But yeah, upcoming video, you're gonna see old earmuffs in action. Fertilized and limed. Now we're planting. I won't tell you what the fertilizer is because that'll give it away as to what crop it is. I want to keep it a secret until I go to cultivate. I won't even show you the plant